y'all for a moment. Now, my name is the Vic.Master, 2005, yada yada yada, whatever, who cares. I finally got my headphone situation sorted out. What happened, what the problem was, is I have no idea. Either it didn't turn on at all the other day or just didn't work. Though I have no idea how to answer that, so I can't say for sure what happened. I'm more mad about the stupid leak I saw an image of instead of my video being, instead of the video having my voice in it. What do I mean by that? Well, let me explain since I like talking about my videos. So recently I saw a image link of something God of War theme. Yeah, I'm very into God of War now. So, what's he gonna do about it, huh? So anyway, God of War. I have not watched the video in question because I despise leakers so much that they just make everything about social media very hateful more than ever. That I hate social media so much more. So I can't say what the video is in question because I have not watched it, but I know it's a God of War leak because it have a image I never seen before. I have not played a lot of God of War game. I have been saving the experience for, let's say, making a YouTube video or a YouTube series about it. Because I would much rather do that instead of just playing a game off time. Because it would be so much more fun if I have an audience watching me play the game instead of just playing it myself. I'm just looking at some of these images I saw on YouTube. Some of them just really creep me out. Anyway, moving on. I can't find this image I'm looking for. So I'm gonna have to type it down on YouTube. Let's see. God of War leak. Apparently, it's a new game for God of War, and I kind of called it like a year ago in a comic I made on a random YouTuber channel. As the new God of War game, quote unquote, leak is confirmed about ancient Egypt, which sounds insane, honestly. Because I actually like the whole god theme of ancient Egypt here and there. The whole pharaoh, the actual god of death. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he looks like a jackal. Also based on a Pow World character, Anubis. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I found the image. Okay. Anyway, moving on. What is it became God of War related? I have no idea. But anyway, if you're not familiar with my goal is for this video, it's basically just to get this 0 to 175. And why do I do that? To answer that question, it's pretty understandable. Gotta upgrade its character somehow. Now, I will say the other day was the a rare occasion that I never actually used a lot of character in one video before. I think I used about 10 plus character in one video because what you couldn't understand what I was saying in that video because my microphone wasn't on or that my headphone. Hold on, let me. Okay, my headphone's still on. That means the microphone's still working. So, Let me just play the first run swiftly. So I have no idea what happened to the other video. So far as I know, it wasn't working correctly or something. I swear I jumped. The video is on YouTube still. I have not done nothing to it other than having it uploaded. I do not make video very often as I used. What just happened there? I do not make any video very often as I used to anymore. I usually make it once a week or something. I will say it has been a decent amount of time. I don't often take a lot break. Yeah, play some tune on that guitar. Or bass guitar. I'm not a guitar guy, so I don't really know all these guitar names. I do have my own guitar. It's an electric guitar, a guitar of some kind. And let me say, that last video I made, I had me an hour and a half talking straight. Which you will notice in the video, I had some cut moments here and there. That happened because I want to make sure the video wasn't going to get corrupted or anything. That's why they keep getting cut here and there. Because I'm using a hotspot for my video purpose. Since I don't have an internet right now. Hotspot, to understand what it is, it's like another source of internet. But this one you only use temporarily. I'm not going to say where I'm borrowing it from because that's what I'm going to say anyway, since everyone's pretty much aware what is happening here. I'm not pushing a screen here. Okay, I'm doing that. Okay, whatever. I don't know, this glitch is happening here. What is going on? There's nothing on my screen. Well, the screen I'm looking at here, not just the game here. Okay, anyway, what is it talking about? Oh yeah, where I got the hotspots from. The hotspot that I'm explaining is, it's certainly from somewhere. It's internet use. Just in case you don't know about that. Now you know. From a unknown YouTuber you don't even know very well about. So anyway, where I got it from is from JDL Library, Jackson District Library for short. And the place is everywhere. It's in Jackson, it's in some other places. I've only been to two of them so far, one that's near my old house. What is going on here? The screen should be glitching. I'm only using one finger for my screen. My index finger, which is your pointer finger. I might have to use my pen. I have no idea. I will tell you, I do have a pen. It's called an Apple Pro pen, if you missed that detail. For some reason it worked for my iPad Air and doesn't work for my iPad Pro for some reason. I said some reason, very loosely, because I'm not a tech guy. I know how to do some tech, but I don't know how to hack. I don't know how to improvise the technology I have. I just use whatever technology I can get my hand on. I'm more like, what's the right way to explain this? I don't know. Main source of media, probably. I'm not a social media guy, so I can't stay up to date with some crazy stuff that's happening on social media nowadays. Because I despise it, because it's full of leakers, spoilers, and some other sorts of media that I despise the most. And I just prefer stuff that they were before technology started having it adapting. Right now, I can tell you it's almost 6 a.m. in the morning. Why did I get up so early again? Because my mind said, what just happened there? How did I do that? How did I do that? What? I know you saw that. You can go 10 seconds back from that and tell me what just happened there. How did I do that? What? How did I get to one corner so swiftly? Yeah, I can't believe it either. I can't believe I'm still fighting you after a year. I'm trying to understand how Sonic feels after fighting Eggman. I will tell you, I am sitting in my old gamer chair I have for the last few years. It's red and black, made by any gamer chair company you probably might know. It's starting to wear out a bit. Like, show some color and some. Really? Show some stain, I guess. I don't know. Whatever chair does wear out, I guess. What is happening to my iPad? My Quicket is not working for some reason. Okay. This will not be a long video because usually I make these like once a while. I am running out of video idea because I keep asking you game request, mobile game. I don't know what you want. You don't tell me in the comments. No hesitation or anything. Just be honest with your own explanation here. Nothing's a bad idea or anything. I will tell you, I am not going to be making a lot of videos pretty much than you think I would. I will say the last video I made is probably the only time I actually got all the tasks done in that video. Because that took me an hour and a half to do. It only took me like a minute to edit the video together. Did I miss that power up? Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna have the music on right now because, well, I need some understanding point here. I am using some very interesting words for it from the dictionary here. Dictionary, a big book full of words and understanding the word vocabulary. Why exactly? Well, let's see. I'm stuttering a bit. That's something not new. I never noted. Was there ring? Yeah, there is. There's a little ring on her tail. That's kind of interesting detail. It also kind of remind me of a little such interesting facts. Hold on. So is anyone familiar with old quatting bomb from like the 90s, a round bomb that have like a little wick on top so you can just rid it? Blaze tail kind of remind me of that because it looks like a flare end of the tail being lit on fire. It probably makes sense if I show a picture and understand it, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. It's a round bomb with a little wick on top, and you just lit it on fire and then just blow up like classic Looney Tunes style. You probably know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'll probably drop it and just move on to something else. I'm not much of a stylist myself, but having golden heel cannot be comfortable. I'm not a girl, honestly. I don't wear a heel because I'm not that weird. But I can honestly say anyone's professed, whatever the word is, that cannot be comfortable wearing. That's what I'm saying. I'll turn the music on after this round. How about that? It's gonna take me a while. I'm not hold on. I'm not timing my video here because my phone is off. And what? Okay, well, I don't know. Now back to some video idea. I might go back to Sonic Jump again, just to finish off where I left off. So you might expect that for the next few days. And probably go back to Angry Birds stuff. Who knows? I have no idea. I don't know what I'm gonna have the title call or what the clickbaiting title would be. Pause for me saying I don't clickbait. This is just facts. I met that token. That's true. Oh, okay. So let me talk about my experience with God of War, because I've been doing some detailing and trying to understand the lore of Kratos. Is it Kratos? It's not Kronos, because that's a Mortal Kombat character, so that's not Kronos. Kratos, who is apparently Zeus' son. I didn't know that because the mythology ancient Greece didn't talk about that in the history book I read. But it gained canon for purposes reason. Now I will talk about why I never played the game before, but purposes understandable reason. If you're born like in 2000 something, like before 2010 or something, you would probably be like 5 or 10 years old and probably not old enough to play the game from rated T to rated M. So that's why I never played Mortal Kombat before. It's because I wasn't at the right age for it. Right now, I'm 20 years old. The same year when when God of War came out, 2005. So I'm 20 years old. I have never played God of War until today. I only played it briefly, because I only played like the prologue. That's all I played. I'm gonna say the prologue ending scene, it's kind of disturbing, so I don't know if I want to talk about that scene. So, I'm pretty sure I should not, because knowing God of War, it's pretty rated M. So, there are some scenes I'm not gonna talk about, so I don't get marked from YouTube algorithm, whatever the complicated fact about it is. Because knowing YouTube algorithm, like very briefly, I don't know anything about it. I can say is if you say anything wrong, you get demonetized straight away. But there are a few YouTubers who have to bend that rule a bit, like Bijou Mike, who is usually like a kid-friendly channel from my thought. But now he's recently gonna say swear word, like the S word, or something. I don't watch a lot of YouTuber channel very much because I'm usually trying to relieve myself from the pressure of something. Like, if you've gone over stress or just feeling, what is happening? How many glitches I've been encountering? It's pretty odd. I don't know if these are glitches or just somehow I'm breaking the frame rate. This game is 10 years old, or probably 11 by now. I think this game came out in 2013 or something, I don't know. Anyway, let me talk about my experience from the other day. Sonic Unleash. Now, this might be a little something, little hate, understanding about Sonic Unleash. The reason why I played the Werehog the other day is because, one, I liked the Werehog. Because the gameplay and the RPG mechanic in the game is so phenomenal. What? I went down. What do you... Whatever. The game is so phenomenal and fun that I can't help but enjoy the game a lot. especially the boss fight. The second boss fight, the Dark Gaia Phoenix. Oh, it just feels so good to release that some fun wrestling move. I don't know what they call it. It's a different kind of suplex. It's like a front forward suplex. I have no idea what they call it, a reversal suplex or something. But it just feels good to hear Jason Griff say, "Strike 3, monster. That's enough out of you." It just feels very nostalgic to me because it's the first Sonic game on console I have ever played. I first played it on the Wii U. No, on the Wii. Not on the Wii U yet. Actually, I probably did play it on the Wii. I have no idea. I had to check the save file just in case. So I played it on the Wii or Wii U, whatever you prefer to call it. And I just can't help but enjoy it. But the other one, the 8D version, was actually made by Sega themselves, while the Wii and the PlayStation 2 one was made by the other part of Sega who worked on Sonic Rush, which is neat. So speaking of Sonic Rush, I brought this up in the other video, but you never heard it because my microphone was off, yada yada yada, who cares? So let me talk about this since I think almost anyone could overlook this. Sonic Rush is like 20 years old now because it came out in 2005 or something. I thought it was kind of cool to at least mention it because Blaze, it could be a good year for Blaze if she get a chance. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what Sega is planning. I can't go to Japan and just say, "Can you tell me what you're doing? Because we need to know something about what you're planning to do with Blaze the Cat next." Then Sega is like in Japan or something. I don't know much about Japanese understanding, like how to do conversation with Japanese. So I can't speak Japanese, but I can say some, like nani. I think that's what or something. Whatever. Anyway, time to turn on the music. I would say that I don't favorite
Your history!
Who is testing?
What? I'm not giving up yet! Why, you'll pay for this!
You know, that only begged me the question, how did he fix that so fast? So that was just a short encounter. Move on from topic. You see that, right? It's a little red right next to was
Spectrum! I can't believe it! You were lucky this time!
A game that I really hate is Bloodborne. The game is just frustrating after you start the game. It's like 2 hours into the first level. already fixed 20.
lucky this time!
different way. Is it my voice or is it something? Because I don't know how those work. If anyone's from a different that's what I heard. I can't be the only one who thinks this because it's kind of cool if my video reached out to places like Mexico and Brazil, but in the same time, like, how does it work? I'm asking my own question and I'm struggling to get my own answer here. So anyway, I want at least one person, just one person, to tell me in the comment how does that work, okay? If you're from Brazil, Mexico, somewhere outside of the US, can you tell me how my video is outside of the US? Because I'm kind of curious. So anyway, moving on. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have a victorious day and night. Have a victorious day or night, and I will speak again in another video. Bye bye.